all the content you're doing, you got to measure that, right? So what are you doing actually with measurement and what's working, what's not?
Yeah. Measurement also is constantly evolving too, right? Like even what you should be looking at. We're always told as marketers, like, here's what you need to look at. Here's what you don't need to look at. Here are the vanity metrics. Oh, I thought those were important metrics. So I think that also when there are these higher level brand efforts, sometimes it can be hard to really quantify like psychometrics. If somebody sees, a billboard or something and they're walking by and they see it, how can you really quantify that happened? So we try to capture data everywhere we possibly can, knowing that there are going to be some gaps. There are going to be some places where, not everything is going to be 100% perfect, but we really do try to rely on the places where we can. Ads are a great one. So we do a lot of digital advertising, display native video ads. When we put those out there, we look at which KPI matters most to us for that campaign or for that media type. So, sometimes we're just going to care if a display ad gets delivered. Sometimes we're going to care more if a video is watched through to completion, or sometimes we're going to care if somebody clicks on a native ad and is brought to a landing page. So we try to align our KPIs with our strategy based on what we've been putting together for a particular campaign, and gathering those and then matching them also across GA4. So we do have the basic metrics. We look at blog traffic, but I think that what I try to do with the data is not just look at the raw numbers and say, oh, that's a 10 and it used to be a 5. That's great. I like to analyze it and say, what story does the data tell us? Like, what do we need to understand here? For example, what topics do people care about most? That's not something that's just going to be generated in a report, but you might be able to look at, the blog posts that have the most engagement across a couple of months, and you look at trends over time. Try to understand why. Why is this topic so important to people? Why are these blog posts getting more clicks than those? Why are these ads getting more impressions than those? Really trying to dive as deep into those data sets as possible. I like to look also at what formats do people like to engage with most? Because that can also feed back into that content repurposing piece. If right now people really want more videos and we have some content from a couple months ago that is just in blog post form, then guess what we should do next? We should take those and repurpose them and create videos. So really looking at that data, understanding it, trying to figure out what measurements matter to us based on either the campaign or the time, or even the strategy that we're trying to get across right now. I think also internally, of something that comes up with measurement is what matters to our company right now too, because our goals as a company might be shifting. And so kind of managing up and saying, okay, like what do our CEOs want to see right now? What does our company leadership care about? Are we really pushing the brand efforts? Do we want to try to put a little bit more resources on the PR side? Do we really need to generate leads this quarter and boost that metric? So really understanding what success looks like and how it evolves, and then getting the raw data and making sense of the raw data, and working through that, and knowing that it is an art and a science, and it's going to change. So you kind of have to always be on top of it, have everything set up. That's where also those automations can help out. Have everything set up so that at any given moment, if you need to dive a little bit deeper into one area or another, you already have that foundation laid and you can do that where you need to.